Hello and what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live cast. I am streaming right now, doing this recording, and I'll upload this later on my YouTube channel. This is just a bit of a test cast to keep me warmed up, as I haven't really cast solo in a while, and I just need to work on my casting as it's something I'm interested in pursuing. But this is Mars Dota 2 League, the last tournament before TI7. We have OG versus VG, and this is a best of one group stage game. We are playing a round robin in this tournament, so there's a lot of games played just today, and I believe this is the last game of the day. We're in a pause right now. I already talked a little bit about the draft in my stream, but of course I won't be recording that as the videos tend to get a little bit too long, and I actually have to wait for this pause here, which is a bit annoying. I have significantly high ping here. Yes, see, it's about up to the 400s almost, so I'm a bit concerned about the quality or the amount of lag we're gonna have to deal with here in my cast. But I guess we'll have to see what happens when the game starts. But one thing I was talking about the draft here is I do like that VG have some pretty good answers to the CK, not only in the laning stage, but even later in the game. If he does get out of hand, which I think is fairly unlikely unless Vici just play their team fights poorly, they'll have the advantage for most of the game. But I think OG are planning on just going for this team fight lineup with the Phoenix, Tide, and even Earth Spirit and Puck. Very strong team fighting heroes. Take good team fights in the mid game and then snowball a lead off of that, whether it's to get Roshan or towers, and No Tail will get fat that way. But this is not a game where No Tail is going to be able to just farm freely. There's going to be a lot of fighting that he has to do with his team, and if they win those fights, that's how OG is going to win the game. We'd say the opposite almost is the strategy here for VGJ. They kind of want to split the map, get pickoffs here and there with the Bat Rider and Sand King, and just flash farm with the TA. Farm ancient stacks after ancient stacks. Same thing with Troll Warlord. You can clear through jungle camps real fast, and with that, they just want to get a big net worth advantage. Once again, go for those pickoffs. They are okay in team fights in terms of mashing with OG, but they have to approach it in a certain way. They really need a lasso and a good target and remove them before the fight starts. And after that, I do think they can take the team fights fairly well. But if OG are allowed to set up a full 5-on-5 engagements where they get all their spells off, the Phoenix Egg, Magnetize, Ravage, and the Dream Coil, I would say they have the advantage there. VG always have the advantage in terms of sneaking Roshan. If OG ever get out of position, they walk right in there with the TA or the Troll Warlord, and that's a fast and easy rush, while OG are not prepared to respond to it. And I do think that in the mid game, OG really have to play around this Rosh pit, as if they give VG the Aegis, it allows either the TA and the Troll to pick that up, or the Troll to pick that up, and just go for a fast kill onto one of these backline heroes like the Phoenix or the Earth Spirit, or maybe a more important target like the Puck if he ends up getting lassoed or Sand King stunned. And they'll just lose their first life, tank the ultimates or whatever, come back and be prepared. But I do think that even if they get the Aegis, they can't just go full ham. There's no way that they can get the Aegis and just try to force a fight into OG, because they have enough team fight where they can expend just a couple ultimates to take out the first life on either the TA or the Troll and continue to fight. And at that point, they're in a pretty bad... Alright, I gotta turn down the... We're still on a pause here. I did start my recording at a relatively unfortunate time, and I can't speed through this because it is a live cast, so we're just gonna have to endure through this. Let's just check out some cosmetics right now because we have nothing else to do. Yeah, Fly's looking pretty pimpy right now. He is the Phoenix Immortal, the rare one. It's just a regular Puck set. It's a regular Earth Spirit set. That's some pretty old school Tidehunter items, except for this, whatever this is. I don't know, is a club, I guess. A deep weed drowner. It's a Rock's Kiss item, uncommon. What the? We got the ROTK voice lines being spammed right now. Let's check out No Tail. Looks like he has the pretty cool CK set. Has the new Golden Immortal, and yeah, let's say No Tail is the best set here on OG right now. See about VG. We got, or VG, we got Warlock just with a average set. How does his golem look? Let's check it out. Got the mythical golem, servant of the infernal maw. Alright, we'll see that when he gets level 6. Sand King has the pretty cool looking Sand King set. He doesn't have the lobster, the new one in the TI treasure, the trove, whatever it's called. TA looking pretty cool. I would say it's not one of my favorite TA sets, but looks kind of badass. Bat Rider doesn't have the new underwater set either, but he has a pretty nasty looking bat there. It's gnarly looking. And Troll Warlord has the, I think that's the only troll set. And we have No Tail reconnect to the game again. Are we just gonna start this game ever, guys? Starting items looks pretty standard for all these players as well. Looks like Fly had to buy everything. That's life of a 5-position support. Jerax is going to TP out though. Yeah, he gets the ward passed to him. Sentries as well, both wards actually. And let's see where he places his wards right now. They want to try to stop the warding from bottom, it seems, as No Tail's drawing a straight line down here. Oh no, they might be looking for a gank or something. Oh, Jerax gets his first ward, then we'll roll over there to get his second, but he will get spotted out by the troll now. Oh, he spots a troll as well, and he'll hold off on warding there. Doesn't want to get dewarded, but he's actually looking to move back in here with his team maybe, and he does actually drop the ward down. Did troll spot that? I'm not so sure. On the bottom lane we have some action here. No Tail did get gone on by FY, and I did predict that they might go for this lane. I think that the Bat Rider and Sand King lane is very strong against the Phoenix CK. I don't think that CK or Phoenix could do much against both of these heroes, especially if they get a level lead. I like to see them just to pressure the lane, go for some side camp pulls. They've already blocked the small camp pull, get a little bit of a level advantage, and then take over the lane. Of course, I believe FY is going to start off by blocking mid, but he'll probably help out mid maybe for the first wave and then rotate bottom. He did already skill his ability here, Burrow Strike. Sometimes we see Sand Kings just start with Caustic Finale, able to just right click the creeps and provide some extra harass against melee heroes, but I don't think that's very viable against a puck. And where is Warlock headed? Seems like he was trying to de-ward or something, but instead he's just gonna go with walk around here. I'm not sure what that is, but Troll will block off the safe lane right now, and S4 will do the same. Let's see who wins this block here, guys. I think TA wins mid block, I believe. Let's see. It's gonna be close. Yeah, just slightly. It's not too significant, and Ana actually gets a really nice creep aggro pull there. Managed to pull the range creep as well, but does he get the last hit? He does not. Here comes the roll in from Jerax, and they're going to do a lot of harass onto Ori right now. We'll force him back. He did already pick up his cell from the courier there, so he'll be able to use it, but instead he's going to use his tango now with the tree as well, so he gets a double tango. But Jerax will dual lane here, while on the bottom lane we have a dual lane against No Tail, and he has a lot of sticky napalm stacks. He might go down while in the mid lane. Ooh! He ticked down so low there, but the salve will bring him up enough to survive that last auto attack, and so Ori will survive. And No Tail really wants his magic wand right now, but he can't even CS. He has one last hit right now, and he doesn't even have enough gold for the magic stick if he wants to pick it up. But in the mid lane, Ana is winning this lane pretty hard with the help of Jerax, and will force Ori all the way back, and doesn't even have any experience because they just pushed the wave in. The way Ana played that first wave is he creep aggroed so that the range creep got focused down right off the bat, and as a result, none of the creeps died. They will die now under a tower, so Ori will get the experience, but if you look at there, he was level 1 with no experience for a really long time, and they're going to just double wave him down, and that will be a kill. First blood for Jerax. Really well played. We see Puck utilize this tactic in a 1v1 solo, but with the help of Jerax here as well, it just allows them to open up plays like that where, I mean, Ori was still level 1. All the creeps were still there to die under a tower and give him the experience, but he died before that, and he did end up losing a lot of experience because of that, and Jerax will have his boots now flying out to him. But this is at a cost, though. Their bottom lane, they're pretty much sacrificing No Tail right now. With this dual lane, there's not much that Fly can do. They did pick up a magic stick, and I believe No Tail has one as well. So they're going to be more adept at fighting against this Bat Rider now. If he uses his sticky napalm to spam too much, they'll just have free sustain with the magic sticks. And I believe now Jerax is going to head down here to help out, leaving Ana to just play this lane 1v1 now against TA. But he does already have a pretty decent lead. Not too much though, as it was a 2v1 kill. It wasn't a solo kill. And so TA will catch up a little bit, because I did mention that TA does have the advantage in his lane. So if this is left 1v1 for long enough, I would say TA would eventually garner back a little bit of a lead. On the bottom lane here, we see the side pull attempt by FY, but it will be intercepted by Fly. He has to be careful though. He does have his fire spirits out, but they go in with the stun. He is able to fly away, and the reality will bring Yang in, and they're going to be able to probably get a kill here, but no, the magic stick keeps him alive for a little bit longer. It isn't enough. He does end up going down. The Fatal Bonds comes in with the TP rotation from Amy, but it was not enough to find a counter kill. So now OG will be leading with a score of 2-0. Jerax TP's back to base to regen all of his resources, and Ana actually doing okay. I forgot to open up my elastic deny charts here. But we do see that Ana is leading a little bit here, but if you look, Ori is pretty much caught up after that first blood death, but he is forced back to base though. Ana playing very aggressively on him and actually building into a bottle, realizing he'll take a decent amount of harass from the TA. Normally see Pucks in this scenario just try to double down on this no talisman and go for a magic wand, but TA is a hero that kind of spams his her abilities, but not too much, not like a Queen of Pain or Lena, so the magic wand won't be that useful. So instead he's going to go for a bottle, giving him that sustain, not having to fly out salves or tangos, and he'll go for a second no talisman now. Troll Warlord is pretty much free farming here though, and OG have to watch out for that. I believe this is N. He has some Chinese name as his tag right now, but it is VGN. Formerly VGN, got kicked I believe for How, but now he's back on the team. And he actually played for LGDFY at Boston Major. I don't know why that is relevant at all, but it's a fun fact there. I only thought of it because he was also a stand-in there, and now he's a stand-in for VG, a team that he was actually an official member of. But we're seeing FY, who is up to level 3, look for this kill here onto Jerax. Jerax does get the kick back, and we do see the lag there. It was a bit delayed in the sound. And yeah, I am experiencing the lag right now, but it doesn't seem that bad. Normally, with these Chinese server games, sometimes it's just unwatchable, but there's some weird lag here and there, but you can pretty much tell what's going on. So, oh, that's a Valve fix, or we're just lucky, but we'll see as the game continues. Ana will pretty much be head-to-head even with this TA now. I would say Ori is pretty much entirely caught up. If you look at net worth, I think Puck is still, yeah, he's a little bit ahead, but not by much at all. So this is just the matchup showing that it does indeed favor the TA. And Jerax looking to change that, however. He's up to level 4, and he's trying to gank up here on the TA. He does have a sentry to deal with the melt, and instead he's just going to drop it here to get rid of this ward. So he felt like there was eyes on him as the TA was playing fairly cautious. Fly, meanwhile, in the bottom lane is camping the rune here for Ana, and he'll be able to bottle up this illusion rune and refill his bottle. It's nice for him. On the bottom lane, No Tail still having a fairly rough time. Compare his CS to the Troll right now, and actually Troll is not free farm. He should have some more CS than this, but I guess Tide is left pretty much 1v1 against him, and I do think that Tide can contest this lane in a sense, and he's actually out leveling the Troll at this rate, and he's actually doing really good. I just noticed S4 is the highest CS in the game. The bottom lane, unfortunately, we missed a kill here. Yang and FY, as well as Amy, all three of them work together to take down Jerax there. He probably got stunned up and burned down by the Bat Rider, but he'll immediately TP mid, and the Dream Core will be used onto Ori. They know that the supports were not quite ready, as they were still in the bottom lane, and with a really fast rotation from Jerax, they will find a kill there onto TA. A nice pickup for OG, and I would say they're looking pretty good at this point in the game. Fly has some decent levels on him just from doing some pulls. I got the real nice T-ward here on the small camp, so he's going to do some pulls here and there. No Tail has levels. His farm is not looking that great, but I did say that he is relying on taking team fights to win anyway. This is not a free farm CK game. He's not going to be farming at all to get most of his items. He really needs to rely on his team winning team fights, and they have the line to do so. And at this point, Troll is actually even forced out of his lane, as he's afraid of the rotations coming in from Jerax or Fly, as S4 has his Ravage now, and I would say that OG would be totally happy expending Ravage at this point just to get a kill onto the Troll and slow him down. Jerax running into Amy right now, but Amy will just heal himself up with the Shadow Word and pretty much get out. They're putting a lot of pressure onto VG's safe lane. I do like the decision making from OG. They know that S4 is pretty much their strongest hero right now. He's so hard to take down. 2 points in Kraken Shell, 3 points in Anchor Smash. He has the Chainmail as well as the Ring of Regen, rushing straight into a mech, and at that point he'll be pretty much unkillable. And he's a very high level as well. If they can just get one kill here onto the Troll or something, I would say that S4 can just run down the lanes, and they don't really have the ways to deal with him. And Amy getting caught out in the trees here, trying to hide, maybe get some experience as the creep wave pushes in, but will get punished for it. And look at Jerax rotations, immediately TPing to the bottom lane. They know that they could probably get a kill here onto Young, and they will reality rift him in. Here comes a 2-second stun. The ultimate will be used from the CK as well. Jerax comes in with the boulder smash. That's an easy kill. Actually, he actually going to finish that one off with the G-Man and a grip as the Bat Rider was about to get away. CK couldn't really catch up, and it's going to be a quick and easy kill for Jerax. We just see how fast he is at finding these kills. He just got a kill there into the top lane with the rest of his team, and he went immediately bottom, realizing there's probably an opening as Bat Rider just sees Hero's top, so he'll probably play a little bit more aggressive, and he was right about that. Now he's going to shrine up, and he wants to go again. Jerax. He's actually going to run straight into a VG smoke. No Tail eating a stun. Warlock still level 4, doesn't have the golem to drop, but Jerax actually in a lot of trouble here. Can't get the roll away. Ana will come in with the Dream Coral, hits onto 2, but I do think that OG have to disengage. OG maybe being a little bit too bloodthirsty there, looking for gank after gank, and they will be punished as VG heads straight into them with more numbers, and it's going to be an easy kill for them onto Jerax and No Tail. But I do like that OG are keeping up this pressure. During that time, Ana is actually doing a decent amount of chip damage to the mid tower, and it's already very low, only has 175 HP left, and they're going to TP immediately mid with No Tail and go for the push to try to finish off the tower. And I mentioned that S4 is actually so strong right now, and with him frontlining this push with Ravage available, I don't think that VG can take this fight. They do have the lasso, and Young did go for the drums build, as he did have a fairly good lane, and normally in those type of scenarios, Bat Riders do tend to like to buy the drums just so that they can get some extra move speed and tank, and they'll just be able to go in. Sometimes you even see Bat Riders skip Flaming Lasso entirely and rely on the Firefly and sticky Napalm to do the damage. Amy getting some space in the top lane right now to get his level 6. It's fairly important for them to be able to fight against OG once level 6 comes out from Fly, and as I say that, he just picks it up. I believe he did buy the tome there, most likely. S4 already has his mech, but he needs to fly to himself. What is he doing? The Kerr is actually going back to base. Oh, he needed the branches. That's funny. But anyway, he will have his mech now, and they're just going to just straight run down lanes here with S4. He still hasn't used the Ravage yet, but the threat of it alone is keeping VG from fighting. Oh, Jerax going in with aggressive roll. Fly is already very deep here in enemy territory with the Sunray, who he isn't actually maxing out. He only put 1 point into it. He's actually matching out the launch Fire Spirits. Very good against the TA and the Troll, and they're just gonna get a quick and easy kill there onto the Sand King, pushing into the tower. This should be another tower for OG. They're showing their dominance at this point with their team fighting and lineup. VG aren't quite ready to fight into them quite yet, and Jerax finds a really nice catch here onto the Warlock, and Bat Rider in a lot of trouble here as well. Very fast egg there from Fly. Doesn't want to risk getting stunned there by the Sand King, and he'll pop right out. FY getting silenced up. He's in a lot of trouble. They're already taking out Young. Now FY will fall as well. They get the D ward too. This is a disaster for VG. They're looking pretty decent, but as soon as OG were able to group up, I think the biggest deal there is they didn't commit much to shut down S4 at all. They had Warlock in the top lane because they committed so much in terms of shutting down No Tail. S4 pretty much had a free farm lane there with the Tidehunter, and now he's untouchable. And with the Ravage there to take a very big team fight, No Tail finds the catch here onto end. He's going to try to TP out, but that's not going to work as Ana comes in with the orb. Easy kill for him. Another kill for OG. This will make the score 10-3 now. And normally VG would like to capitalize on Ravage being on cooldown, but I still don't think they can fight. Even without Ravage, S4 is just such a strong frontliner. With the mech, he can soak up a lot of spells and abilities from VG and just walk it off. And I don't think they're prepared to fight against this Tidehunter at this point. And of course, Puck has his cooldown, so very low cooldown there onto the Dream Coil. And Fly, not the lowest cooldown Supernova, but it's cooling down. Another 30 seconds on that one. Soon, OG will have their teamfight ultimates again. They're going to try to find the catch here onto No Tail. He tries to stun Young and run away, but the Napalm is adding up. They're even going to commit the Warlock Golem for this one, as well as the Lasso. This is surely a kill onto No Tail. But is it really worth it? Now OG can really group up. They know the Warlock Golem is on cooldown. They just need to wait for it to expire, and they can run down another lane. They haven't yet touched any of these tier 2s yet, but I do think that this is the next objective for OG. They've been blocking up TA's Ancients right now. They have very good map control. And we saw the line from blue player. That's Fly. Yeah, he wants to just go for another tower push here with the Warlock Golem on a cooldown. There's even a DD rune, so they might even look towards Roshan potentially. They don't have the best rushing lineup. Yeah, so instead they're going to send No Tail to the top lane. He's going to push that out. The rest of the heroes on OG will group and run down mid. They have all their team fighting ultimates right now. Ravage is cooling down for about 10 seconds. They have Magnetize. They have the Supernova. Unfortunately, they smoked directly on a TA trap, so VG know this one's coming. And they're currently pushing down the bottom lane, but they have to watch themselves here as OG is running straight for them. The scan is used by VG to try to spot out OG, but it's not going to connect. Alright, it will connect now as Jerax did walk into the range, and they have the ward here as well. So they pretty much know exactly where OG is at this point, but this is making a lot of space for No Tail to farm this top lane, as Vici at this point are kind of cowering in fear, running back to their base. There's a Blink Dagger onto the TA now that will allow her to play a little bit more aggressively, but it's still very hard to fight into OG's lineup. They do a good job of avoiding the gank there from OG, but in terms of getting anything out of it, they got some farm there on the map. If you look at the net worth right now, we do see that OG have a little bit of advantage, but I do think that just because of their heroes and their fighting potential at this point, this lead is a lot bigger than it looks at this point. As TA and Troll are kind of squishy in these team fights, and they eat these ultimates. They're pretty much guaranteed to die. And speaking about dying, they go here onto end. He gets called back by the Reality Rift. Ana comes in, but he's in a lot of trouble. He gets Fatal Bonds up, and alright, there's a Chinese lag happening, but there's the strength of the TA against the Puck. But Reality Rift will bring Ori back in, and here comes the Ravage, hits onto the TA. And they have the Sentry for her as well, and the burn damage from the Phoenix will pretty much immediately burn through her refraction charges. That's 2-for-1 trade for OG. They lose Ana, but I do think they'll take that trade. Not the best trade in the world, as this whole time FY actually was just farming down the bottom lane and trying to get towards his Blink. He actually didn't get that much farm. Got like about 300 gold in farm during that whole time, which is significant. But he'll have his Blink soon. Once he has that, they'll be able to have some extra initiation, as the Bat doesn't even have his Blink yet. And he's getting there as well. Jerax still has his Magnetize, and they did use the Egg and Ravage, so ultimate's down for OG, but I still think they're fine with it. They got 2 kills on cores, and important cores as well. The physical damage carries for Vici, and they still have a very good control of the map right now. I still think they have to play pretty cautious, especially during the times where they don't have their ultimates on cooldown. I think that once the Blink Dagger come out from FY and Batrider, they have to be a lot more careful than they are now. But instead they're just going to go for a gank there onto FY with Jerax. He still had the magnetize. That was the one ultimate they still had, and they use it there for a kill onto FY. A big kill, in fact, as he was very close to his blink there. And now I guess he can still have it if he sells his healings. No, it's still not even going to be enough. But now it's the smoke gank that I was talking about coming in from VG. But I don't think they're going to catch Ana here. He has a blink, he has phase shift, and Batrider does not yet have his. Instead, he's going to try to wrap around here with the Firefly. He does spot out the puck. They're going to follow the orb, but Ana instead will just decide to stay where he is. But it looks like they will get the pick off in the hammer. He comes out the Dream Coil, tries to delay for as long as possible. Is not successful in surviving, but he will stall a little bit, but not too much, as this tower is falling quickly with the TA and the troll coming in with the heavy physical damage. FY will have the space created for his blink dagger, and the Batrider should have his blink very soon as well. And now OG have to play a lot more cautious when the Ravage is on cooldown or they're split up at all, because the lasso or the Sand King initiation, the TA or troll coming in, getting a pick off is devastating for their lineup. They're really reliant on having everybody alive, and even losing a support like the Phoenix is devastating to their lineup, because that would just allow VG to take over the map, look for more pickoffs, and regain map control. I think because of how OG have drafted here, it's fairly important that all the heroes survive, and they try to minimize pickoffs as much as possible. But I wouldn't say that Ana getting picked off there mattered too much in the long run. It did buy some time for FY to get his blink, allowed the Batrider to get his blink as well. So in terms of economic advantage, it allowed Vici to come back a little bit. You see there's a little bit of swing back, but OG still have the overall net worth advantage, and with their heroes, they're still vastly superior in team fights. And we see right now that VG don't even want to have anything to do with OG right now. They know that all of OG heroes are grouped up top. That's the only way they're going to be able to play this aggressive. And just notice the position here from Jerax so far back. He doesn't want to get initiated on or last or anything like that. He wants to be in a good position in case VG wrap around, standing on this high ground right now. But I think he realizes that they're not even going to contest this top tower, letting it just fall to No Tail and S4. He'll back off and pick a Bounty Rune and look to actually set up a gank for his team in the bottom lane. But they're going to have to be pretty careful about how they approach this fight. VG are set up with potential wards. They don't have any wards placed down yet. This is going to be the first one placed by the Warlock. And Ana, just notice he's playing very cautious mid. He realizes he might be in danger here, and he's doing the correct move here, hiding in the trees. Batrider's already trying to scout out, but he has pretty bad night vision, as I believe bats are blind. But he comes in, actually spots Ana, but Ana will be able to get a very fast phase shift and blink away. It was an Arcane Rune Batrider, so his Firefly is on super low cooldown, or downtime I mean. The tower will be denied by Ana, and OG looking for a fight. They know how strong they are right now. They just want to try to force a fight somewhere on the map, and that will allow them to take more towers or even Roshan. They're going to smoke up as 3 actually, leaving S4 and No Tail in enemy vision. I guess not enemy vision, but they did see S4 in the mid there. No Tail's just kind of walking around. Doesn't look like they're going to catch anybody. VG could smell this gank coming, and they're going to use their scan. Tay just safely farming agents. Troll got out of danger in the top lane there, and I do think that Vici have done a fairly good job of avoiding OG so far, and that is their game plan. They need to avoid OG, look for pickoffs when they can, when OG are split up, and then just flash farm, get this Tia and troll fat. But now OG is forcing Roshan. They don't have the best Roshan lineup in the world, as I mentioned, so this will be a very slow one, and I believe that VG know this is going on. They are pinging it out now. Ana is just standing on the high ground here. VG smoked up, and they're looking for the lasso there onto Ana, but very fast reaction times from both Ana and Jerax actually, with the immediate silence there onto Young. And they're going to work down Rosh really low, leaving S4 to tank it. They're going to put the TA trap in the Rosh pit now. They'll scout out how low Roshan actually is. No Tail did pick up an illusion rune. That is not his ultimate. And he can just use these illusions to scout, Fly helping on this Roshan with his Sunray, and I do think that OG will get this one. They might try to go for a steal or something as FY goes in, gets stunned there onto S4, but immediately he gets silenced and taken down. Nice Dream Coil onto 2. Warlock ultimate will be dropped. Young actually gets the Aegis steal there. They get the last hit onto Roshan as well as TA comes in. They already lost everybody else though. No Tail will fall. Phoenix Egg about to pop, but TA blinks away. She gets out. They lose 3. They commit their ultimates, but they take the Aegis away from OG and take out No Tail. And now TA in a very sneaky position gets the melee attack there onto Ana. He is spotted out by this ward here, but I don't think Ana has what it takes to catch up. So TA back to farming. They got an Aegis onto Batrider. Pretty nice for him. And I'd say that's a decent win for Vici. They lose the team fight, but they get the Aegis as well as the Roshan kill. Pretty big deal. TA is getting pretty fat now. Level 17, almost has her BKB. Let's say once that comes up, she's pretty much in fighting shape. She's doing a lot of damage. Ana can't really stand up against TA at all. Even CK is looking fairly weak at this point. He's only level 14, doesn't have good item aggression at all. Went for a casual Hyperstone, probably being built into an AC later, but at this point it does increase his DPS a little bit, but doesn't help him in terms of survivability at all. He's actually just going to even ultimate here to push out the bottom lane, as he's pretty cautious here. If he gets stunned by the Sand King, +1, the troll or the TA coming in can really take him out. They have to be careful though when he's next to his ultimate illusions, as he is quite deadly, but FY showing no fear in the face of No Tail, getting a 3-man or 3 illusion stun there and just farming out the wave with his Sandstorm. And in terms of FY to Jerax, he actually is getting a little bit more farm, as Sand King just has better farming abilities, but Jerax has what he needs. He has his Blink Dagger up. Let's see what Fly actually has built into. He's actually going for a Midas, so OG are looking to take this, I wouldn't say late, but they're looking to just farm it out a little bit, just chill. And this is how Fly usually likes to play the Phoenix. He always chills in this area here, very safe, and farms these camps with the spirits, and then you can also defend the top lane as they still have this tier 1 alive. The ward that was placed here by Amy a long time ago will scout out OG, but in terms of vision, Vici don't have the best on OG's side of the map, and that's going to hinder them in terms of trying to go for pickoffs. And if you compare that to OG, their vision isn't the greatest either, as the only ward they have in Vici's jungle will expire. So I think we're going to see a slow game just for a little bit. Both teams just have defensive wards up for the most part now, and they're just looking to farm up. Yeah, the Batrider has the Aegis, but it doesn't mean too much. As I mean, what does the Aegis Batrider actually do? Kind of goes in and lassos. Maybe he survives to do some extra damage to the Firefly, but doesn't help him do his job any better than he already does without an Aegis. So OG, ideally they still don't want to fight against an Aegis Batrider. They're just going to chill, farm up their next set of items, which seems to be a Lincoln Sphere for Ana to avoid the lasso, as 4 had completed his pipe, and I still don't know what No Tail. He's going for a BKB. I saw it queued up before, but I wasn't sure if he's actually going to commit to it or not, but looks like he will purchase the Ogre Club and decide to go for the BKB. Now he does need it to fight against Vici's lineup, especially against the Sand King. And there's 2 BKBs on the side of VG now, let's call it VGJ. TA as well as Troll Warlord have their BKBs up, and I would say that is fighting shape for them. They've also picked up a gem to secure map control, and they can force OG to play with a dark map. And speaking about that, No Tail goes in onto FY. FY goes in onto No Tail. You didn't see that one coming. The lasso comes out as well. It's going to be an easy pickoff for VG. And they're looking for more here. TA Trap trying to slow up Jerax, but he does have Blink. Oh, it was cooling down 1 second. FY comes in with a stun. I don't think they're going to be able to catch anyone, though. S4 really tanky, but no, Warlock Golem comes in, hits onto Jerax, but he gets the roll away. Young tried to blink forward and intercept the roll. He is playing really aggressively, even though he's holding the gem because he still has that Aegis. But it looks like it's just going to be a one-off pickoff. And they did use the Warlock Golem there to try to get more, but think it's pretty much wasted there, and they'll have to back themselves off now, as No Tail is respawning soon. Neither the TA or the Troll, I believe, used their BKBs. TA actually used hers, but Troll still has his 10-second. Next item up for Ori will be the Orchid, and probably a Bloodthorn later. Definitely a necessity to deal with this puck. Ana still actually pretty far away from his Lincoln Sphere. His farm is not looking too great at all. About 3,000 net worth behind the TA right now. And No Tail not looking hot at all. This is like a support CK. He's ulting again to just farm. But he gets initiated on by FY. And here comes Troll Roller with the BKB. They're going in. He gets Fatal Bonds as well to all his illusions. He's taking so much damage. And Lasso's even committed there. And they know that if they can shut down No Tail, there is no late game for OG. And OG do not want this to be a farming game. CK doesn't farm very fast, and he's very susceptible to getting picked off, as you saw there. I compare that to the TA and the Troll at this point. They're very hard to take down with their BKBs up, because where's the damage? No Tail simply doesn't have items, and with the BKBs, OG are primarily magic damage, and they're literally not going to be able to kill this TA and Troll if they have their BKBs on cooldown, or off cooldown. But, Jerax is building into a halberd to deal with the TA and Troll, but they're looking very strong right now. I don't know what OG can actually do. They can just hope for a good team fight, but Vici are not giving it to them. They're playing very smart on the map, able to get the farm, make sure that they split up enough that they can always look for pickoffs and not get picked off themselves, and that's the key, as OG don't have the best pickoff heroes in terms of heroes that can just try to set up a gank or initiate. I'd say it's just Ana and Jerax, and Tide can get in there as he has the blink now, but he doesn't really want to commit Ravage just for like a solo hero or anything like that. And even if they do commit the Ravage, I would say that as long as Vici keeps the rest of their lanes out so that OG can't straight off run down a lane, take a tier 2 or a tier 3, they're happy to trade one of their heroes' lives for the Ravage cooldown, because that would just open up so much more plays for them. And as a result, CS4 hasn't used Ravage in a long time. No Tail is doing anything he can to try to get his farm up. And normally you see No Tail play in this way, where Ana is on a hero that can actually carry the game, like the Invoker, or Storm Spirit. But No Tail being this poor in a game where they're kind of dependent on him to carry the game in the late game is not a good sign for OG at all. They still have a bit of a net worth advantage. Actually, no, it will just peak a little bit and move in the favor of VG for the first time in this game, I believe. But it's still barely anything. I would say that in a straight 5-on-5 engagement, OG still have the advantage, and No Tail walks in with his ultimate already used there, I believe, and they're just going to melt the Warlock. He goes down, but the split push is coming out. Bottom tower fell to creeps, but I believe someone was down there. I think TA pushing the wave. They're going to clear out the CK illusions now. They're actually doing a lot of damage here to the tier 3. We are having some Chinese server lag again, but Ana does have his Lincoln Sphere now. He's building straight into the Aghanim. That will help them deal with the BKBs on the side of VG. And I do like that pickup for him. We'll lock down the Troll and TA to the point where they don't really want to break the tether, because this is a really long stun. But on in the bottom lane, Epicenter coming in, and I don't think they can lock him down. He has a Lincoln Sphere. The stun not going to be able to come in, and they're going to pop the Lincolns now. Really nice play there. Immediate lasso coming out from Young as soon as FY pops the Lincolns there. The Bashi was coming out from the Troll there. That's going to be a quick pick off there onto Ana. Very well set up, and Roshan is up, and they know it. They're going to head straight in, and that's going to be Roshan number 2 going to VG. They got the first one as well, even though it was OG doing most of the damage there. Ana does have the buyback, but I don't think he wants to use it here. S4 just waltzing into the Rosh, but he has a Blink Dagger, but it was on cooldown, so he'll just use his feet. And he's actually going to stop Roshan. Okay. Troll did pick up a Shadow Blade since last time we checked up on him, and actually we'll just Shadow Blade out and back in. S4 realizes this, and he'll blink in again and try to contest Aegis. But he's getting bashed up by Rosh. Actually, he was trying to stop canceling Ravage there, and No Tail just gets picked off again. Will force the buyback, and Roshan is really low, and OG desperately want to try to take this fight here. They don't want to give Vici Aegis for free. Jerax will catch out FY. He's in a lot of trouble here. He doesn't have any magic wand charges, or is actually on cooldown, and he will go down. No Tail walks into the Rosh pit. They have to be careful though. Warlock is still alive. If he fatal bonds them to Roshan right now, they just need vision on the inside. And Ori and Troll will find a kill there onto Jerax. Oh, Yang blinks in, doesn't manage to get the steal onto the Aegis. Will take the cheese though. No Tail picking up the Aegis is really important, as he did just use his buyback. And Ana with a nice catch there onto Yang. Can he get his cheese off? No, he can't. And he's going to drop the gem as well. Picked up by S4. And without FY, they don't have any stuns. And Lasso was on cooldown for a little bit, I believe. Or just didn't have get a chance to use it. And S4 blinking straight into the enemy base. He wants to play super aggressive right now. They know that the only disablers and initiators on the side of Vici are dead, and so they're playing with no fear. No Tail uses ultimate here. This is going to be a tier 3 falling. Amy channeling up his upheaval is going to be pretty annoying slow. Ana comes in, wants to silence up the Warlock, and he will, but now Ori comes in with the BKB. S4 still has the Ravage though. Epicenter coming in from FY, and here's some weird lag. S4 gets taken down low. He still has the Greaves though, and he's still holding on to the Ravage. FY gets caught out by No Tail. He did get his Aegis popped there, but they're doing a ton of damage onto the Rax now with the CK illusions. TA will come in with the Orchid, but not enough to take down No Tail. The Rax will fall to the CK illusions, and I think OG happy with that one. Will back off. Oh man, what a fight for OG at the Rosh pit there. They're able to stall, and I think that Vici didn't have their priorities straight. I think that instead of chasing Jerax, they needed the Warlock or the TA. They only need Warlock and TA. The fact that they sent Troll and TA up here to chase down Jerax after he was trying to kill FY cost them the Aegis there. I mean, they did try to still go in with the steal, but they needed some hero to provide vision onto Roshan, and for the Warlock to fatal bonds all of OG heroes to Roshan. So even if they did kill it, they would do a lot of damage to themselves, which will open up potential for either the TA or the Troll to come in and get more pickoffs. But as a result of how that went for them, they got a bit tunnel vision there onto Jerax, lost Roshan to OG, then got chased down by Ana, and eventually ended up losing their Rax. And that was without S4 using his Ravage. He held it that whole time, just didn't need it. Their objective there was to go for the Rax, not to try to go for kills, because even if they kill Vici there, let's say using the Ravage, would they realistically get any more out of that than just this Rax? Maybe they get a tier 3 mid, but he just wasn't risking it. He was pretty low as well. Instead, he'd rather have it now just as a deterrent from Vici. Because I would say if he used Ravage, Vici would look to play aggressive right now. There's some more Aegis onto No Tail. They know he doesn't have buyback either, but he does have BKB now. They did get their gem stolen as well. S4 still holding on to it, and OG posturing a lot more aggressively now, but VG looking to respond if OG try to go in or anything like that, but doesn't look like that's the plan for them at all. They're just trying to bait S4 a little bit, but I don't think this is the hero they want to go in. They actually break his Kraken Shell. Really nice play there. He's not going to be able to get his Ravage off. As a result, he actually will just commit his buyback, but they get another pick off there onto Jerax with a Warlock Golem. Dreamcore will catch out the Troll Warlord though, and he gets brought back in with the Reality Rift. That's going to be a quick and easy kill there for No Tail. The damage is huge now for the CK, even though he doesn't really have any items. This is just the power of this hero. Just getting some levels up, that plus 10 strength, level 15, a pretty good talent, and he's hitting hard just with the illusions alone. And S4 did buy back for this one. He still has Ravage. He gets silenced up with a T, but they're looking to do work onto this mid Rax now. The thing about the Phoenix right now, he's actually keeping the illusions alive. Oh, not for long though. FY comes in with the Epicenter, going to kill all the CK illusions, but he's going to get bursted, and he will die. No Tail will get out though with his BKB. Ana gets out as well. They take the tier 3, and I'd say they just back now. S4 still has his Ravage, by the way. He's doing a pretty good job of just holding on to it and making sure it's up just as a deterrent. If VG commit too far, the Ravage will come out and allow the fight to turn around, but he's not using it aggressively. And I think it is a good call on his part, as now they're going to commit it as he hits 3 with it. And uh-oh, TA does get taken out. She buys back. FY, who just buyed back, will die back there, getting caught by the Ravage. And with the buyback coming out from VG and the troll respawning, I think that OG want to get back, but Batrider says no. He lassos CK back in. Everyone's getting caught up by the fatal bonds, but Warlock gets taken out. Ana takes out the bat in the back as well. They only have their 2 physical damage dealers left, and I don't think they can kill anyone. They're going to try, though. The cheese is onto the troll, was passed to him by the Batrider. They're going to try for a killer into S4. They get the silence, but he gets the greaves off. Kraken Shell helps him out there as well, and there's the Heaven's Halberd coming out from JX. He just picked that one up recently, and they just can't kill anybody. No Tail and Fly did go down, but S4 is untouchable. He gets away, TP's back, and they defend the bottom lane. Midrax is held for VG, but it cost them a lot. That was 3 buybacks, I believe, and 2 diebacks. TA is the only one not dying after buying back there. But they do hold their high ground. They force the Ravage out. They just need to wait for everyone to be alive, and they need to go right away. They know Ravage is on cooldown for about 60 seconds once the Batrider comes back up, and they need to try to capitalize on that timing. It's getting harder to burst down OG's heroes, though. They have to deal with the Puck Agnums now. The Halberd will stop the T or the Troll Warlord unless they just pop their BKBs immediately, which they don't really want to, as they're both 5 seconds at this point. It's important for them to have the BKB to get any pickoffs at all, especially if the Bat or FY go down. If they don't have their initiators, they can't dish out their damage. There's too many kiting abilities from OG, and instead of trying to find a pickoff or anything like that, they're just going to try to force the high ground bottom lane. They're sending the troll front lining with his cheese, and he's actually just going to buy out. He does have buyback, but he doesn't care buyback apparently. He wants to just get his Sanjin Joshua up, and they're just going to go for all in play. This is what this signifies, but it's not going to work out for them as the top lane is pushing in. Someone will have to go back. OG just sitting in their base, not risking anything. And Fly actually getting fairly farmed now with the Midas pickup. He has Yules as well as Force Staff, so there's a lot of kiting potential from him, and they do realize that VG will have to go back in their base and defend. They're going to make use of this opportunity to go for a 5-man smoke, maybe look for a pickoff into somebody, as TA is not really prepared to fight at this point, as her job is to push out this top lane pretty much, and they actually decide to go for her. And they're drawing the line straight towards her, but they're going to run to the troll first. But this is going to be a big pick off that they can find him. He doesn't have buyback. Instead, he's just going to pop BKB, turn around. They get a big lasso. They're on to Fly. He doesn't get his egg off. Warlock Golem is dropped as well. S4 has his Ravage up, however. And I don't know what happened to Bat there, but he died. I think he died to the CK. Now Epicenter coming in. Ravage coming out from S4. Hits onto 3. Ori we'll try to dish out some damage. This is a lag fight for sure. S4 actually ended up going down. The bash from the Troll Warlord actually takes out No Tail, and that's devastating damage there with the Bloodthorn. And so it will be a 3-for-3 trade. Pretty good for VG actually, considering that OG did use a couple ultimates there, most notably the Ravage and Magnetize. And they keep both of their physical damage dealing cores alive. Batrider did end up dying there to CK, I believe. So they lost another gem. Or I don't know what happened. Where's the gems? I feel like there's 2 gems in this game. Clicking, trying to find it. I guess not. That's weird. This is only 1 gem. And Ana's holding on to it right now, so he did salvage the gem. Troll Warlord will just take out the top tower, or he found himself a DD rune. Will be pushing through mid, actually building into a Hurricane Pike. That's a weird last item for a TA. Normally you see something like a Butterfly or MKB or something at this point, just more damage. But I guess if her palm is getting kited, it does work out. She can use it even aggressively as well, just to get some fast auto attacks onto the Puck. And they're going to head into Roshan. That's going to be such a fast rush here between the Troll Warlord and the TA. And VG will finally claim the Aegis and Cheese on proper heroes this time around. They get the Aegis onto TA, Cheese onto Troll Warlord. With them taking that fight there and Roshan having a pretty short timer, I believe, they're able to just walk right in, take Aegis before OG are able to respond, and now they can actually threaten high ground themselves here with the Aegis onto TA. first time in the game they're actually going to get Aegis onto a core that's not Batrider. So I want to consider him a true core of the game right now. He's their initiator, he's a disabler. He did start out as the 3 position, but he's not dishing out the deeps, I would say. As for No Tail, he will be finally building that Hyperstone into the Assault Cuirass. And I do think that OG's game plan right now is just to survive against Aegis and Cheese. And No Tail will just use his ultimate once again. He's doing this so many times where he uses his ultimate just to push or... well, in this scenario, is going to go for this Shrine using his ultimate. He's actually going to split his illusions up a little bit as well, sending some to the creep wave. And they're actually going to bait out VG. And they go on to illusion thinking that it was the real CK as he was running it back. And maybe he was hoping that they commit the lasso or something onto it there. And uh-oh, Amy in a lot of trouble. He goes... oh, he gets away actually. The gem was passed off to S4 probably, yeah. He's trying to deward now, and Amy with the Glimmer Cape will get himself out of danger. He's also moving very fast with the Windlace and the Tranquils. He'll survive that gank coming in from Ana while in the mid lane. Here's another lasso onto Jerax, and they're finding these pickoffs. Jerax actually very tanky though. The mischance, not enough, however. He will fall. Ana, oh, he went for the orb speed. You don't see that too often in Pro Dota, but it's actually really scary. I think it's pretty good. For Ana to do his job this game, VG don't have the best pickoff potential on them, especially if FY or Batrider end up falling in the fight. And with the Illusion Orb speed, he can pretty much guarantee that he's unkillable. It still has to watch out for the TA though, and I do think that's one of the reasons why he is going for this Hurricane Pike to pop Puck's Lincolns. And at that point, he can just go in with Initiation, pop the Lincolns, get the Bloodthorn, and burst down Ana. But of course, Ana still has the Yules, so still not an easy kill in any sense of the word. But OG are just sitting in base right now. The CK did just use his ultimate there to take out a Shrine. Not so sure what No Tail's reasoning behind that is, but it did work out. One time he used his ultimate, I'm assuming just to push, but they found a Warlock or someone over here, and they got a kill. So we just have a pretty long cast animation, so being able to just use it before the fight starts is pretty important. I do like his ultimate usage. Not saying it's bad or anything, it's just interesting. It's not normally what you would think a CK would do. So anyway, Amy pinging out a DD rune here. He wants it onto either his Troll or TA. And what is Troll building up now? I haven't clicked on him in a while. Looks like he has completed a full Scotty since the last time I looked. And with that, he's actually fairly tanky now. And with the Scotty slow as well, he went for the Whirling Axe cooldown. Very good against the CK, because CK can BKB himself, but not his illusions. And as for TA, he went for the Meld armor reduction. And I think that's pretty good. CK is sitting on a decent amount of armor and having as much negative armor as possible. It's important in terms of bursting No Tail down. And No Tail, speaking about him, he's pushing out the bottom lane. He's feeling fairly safe now as his team has pretty much scouted out where VG are. And they're looking to pressure this top tower right now. FY clearing the wave. They go in with the Troll ultimate, and VG looking scary now. Their two cores have both got level 25s. I wouldn't say their talents are that significant, but with them 6 slotted with Aegis and Cheese, they're keeping OG in their base for sure. No Tail was split pushing a little bit in the bottom lane, but he's quickly TP'd back to his base. That's to not get caught out by a lasso or a Sand King stun or anything like that. And now VG actually back themselves off. They're still not feeling comfortable going high ground, so they're just going to try to take control of the map as much as they can, while OG are forced to sit in their base. I do expect them to smoke out soon, especially once this Aegis gets close to expiring, and I do think it has about like 1 minute left or something like that. And I say that OG smoke up, they're looking for some blood. I still think that on a 5-on-5 engagement, if they can get all their abilities off, which is not an easy task, if VG have any eyes on them, Lasso will come out, Sand King Sun will come out, and the damage coming out from TA and Troll is massive. And if a hero like the Phoenix or Jax ever get caught, even Ana, they're gonna immediately die. But oh, they caught TA at the perfect timing. His Aegis just expired. He goes down. He's actually gonna commit buyback, TPing in. He bought out onto the Moon Shard here, and he's actually gonna come back in the fight. Where will he be? He's TPing onto the incoming creep wave. The lasso comes out but doesn't allow him to find a kill. FY comes in, misses a stun there onto No Tail as he gets forced away. And Ravage now comes out from S4. Or he comes out with a BKB, but it's wasted. The stun comes out from Jerax and he gets the stun. The cheese is popped. But Troll, oh, he actually escapes. He picks up the gem. He gets the break there onto the puck. TA is still dishing out the damage. He's full HP as well. And they take out No Tail. It did cost them the buyback onto Ori though, but if they clean up the fight here, this could be really big as it will be them finally being able to breach the high ground. And that's the power of the Aegis and Cheese. TA having 2 lives there, Troll having 2 lives as well. TA would have had 3 if she had her Aegis, but really good timing on the smoke gank. Oh, Troll comes in hoping for a lucky bash there onto Ana, will not find it. Sunray will force him back. Warlock Golem pushing forward, and Ana looking unkillable now. And T actually will just TP back to base as their tier 4s are taking a little bit of damage. And so they get everybody out except for Warlock. He gets caught out by Ana. He goes down, but actually taking them a little bit longer as gets the Glimmer Cape off, but he will go down. And the rest of VG have to go back and defend their base. It cost them a TA buyback, but he was pretty much 6 slotted anyway. So in terms of economic damage, doesn't matter too much for Ori. I guess ideally he'd just eat the Moon Shard and then buy another item, but he'll stick with the Moon Shard right now. It's not too bad of an item. It does make her attack real fast, especially with the Troll ultimate. I mean, the game's laggy right now, so you can't even see how fast he's attacking. It just looks like the creeps are just disappearing. But anyway, I do think they have to play very cautious with the TA now. If she goes down again, I'd say OG can just probably end the game, or Mega Creeps at least, as the Troll is not enough to deal with OG squad. The CK is actually getting fairly tanky now, and No Tail building even more tank next with a heart pickup. He's still a very long away from it, but he'll get it if they win a team fight or take the racks or something. Bat Rider will be holding on to a gem now, as it was salvaged by the Troll in that last fight there. I believe S4 bought a new gem. Oh no, they're both VG gems. Yeah, so they bought another gem. OG still salvaged the gem that they stole before, and they're going to go for another smoke here. It worked out for them last time, pretty much. I would say they won that fight, considering they forced a TA buyback, and they saved Puck at least. They did lose No Tail. It is hurting his item aggression, but he's showing that he's fairly strong, even just the minimal items that he is holding on to. There's a freaking bug in front of my face now. Get out. It's on my glasses. This is distracting as fuck. Hopefully a team fight doesn't break out. Uh-oh. Alright, Lasso coming out. I'm gonna have to cast the bug on my face, and S4 attempting to ravage there, but it's gonna get cancelled by the Warlock ultimate there, and the bug is in my eye. Oh shit. Bug in my eye. Team fight cast. Bat Rider gets taken out. The Ravage comes out from S4 finally, and everyone from VG actually falling. Troll falls down. FY comes in with the epicenter, but it doesn't do much at all. He gets melted. Now they're all dead. Ultra kill for No Tail. As I was saying before, even with the limited item that he's holding on to, just the nature of this hero is very strong, especially with all the support he has behind him. The healing from S4, Pipe, and most importantly, the Sunray actually doing a lot of work in these fights. Not only is it percentage burn as well as percentage heal, so with a high HP pool, No Tail is getting a lot of heal, and good game will be called as VG are all out of buybacks, and they pretty much will get thrown. There's not much that TA and Troll can do alone against all of 5 of OG's heroes, and so they will take this game really well played there by VG, but the team fight lineup from OG showing that it was just way too strong for VG to deal with. Everyone was just way too tanky, and that is the downfall of TA. If she just can't burst anybody, kill anybody in the fight, and prolong engagements, her factions will just get burned, and they had the perfect heroes to do so with the Magnetize and the Phoenix, and CK just, and his illusions showing to be unkillable. They didn't have any way to deal with them. Sure, they can apply the mischance with the troll, but in terms of killing the illusions with all the sustain from S4 and Fly, they didn't have an answer. And so OG will clean it up and take this game. So that's gonna be all for the cast, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Towards the end, there's literally a bug in my eye. It definitely affected my team fight coverage there. The lag affected things as well as I mean, you guys can see what's on the screen. You can barely tell what's going on. And just imagine trying to cover the play-by-play. But I think this is a decent cast, guys. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And see you guys next time.